He used to be from the gutter, but now he's eating steak and lobster. Welcome, Dr. Bushman. How are we doing today, brother?
Hello, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. We're smoking a bit already. It's Friday. It's late night vibes. We got the Raptors game after this shit, so we're gonna get into this. We have a exclusive interview. We want to say Bushman's first official interview with Chris Wheeler. So I really appreciate you coming in. So let's just start off with a simple question here.
Yeah.
Who is Dr. Bushman?
Dr. Bushman?
Just Bushman.
Yeah,
Bushman. Bushman, excuse me.
Dr. Bushman, I'm just a fucking aspiring rapper from Brampton, I guess. That's what I want to be looked at as,
Now, we were speaking before the interview started. When did you decide to start taking music seriously? Now, you've just started popping off, but you said you've been doing music for a while. When was it in the point of time that you were saying, fuck, this is what I'm going to take seriously, I'm going to get after it?
Definitely the whole Drake shit definitely made me feel like I'm taking it serious as fuck. Now I feel like I'm in the studio every day and shit, but to the point of me just wanting to just rap and release songs and shit, I've probably been dropping songs since 2017 and shit.
So let's hold in on that to get to that Drake part.
Yeah.
Peel Baby was such a special release, but as you just said, you've released music for a very, very, very long time. Yeah. What do you think separates that track from the rest?
I was just about to say that.
Let's go.
I was about to say
the floor
that.
is yours.
Peel Baby, everything that I dropped before is kind of answer. I should have said that Peel Baby answers the question that you were asking of when I started taking it serious. My whole Burning Bush mixtape, Peel Baby was the intro of that mixtape, right? Mm-hmm. So that whole mixtape is when I decided, I changed my name to Bushman.
Yeah. And,
my name was Chill Spiffy before, but I changed my name to Bushman.
Yeah.
And, I guess that's when I decided, all right, I'm about to take this shit serious, and I dropped the tape in the video.
So a lot of your tracks, I was combing through your discography of music. They were with Empty Cash at the beginning. But then you started to make a lot of solo tracks. What gave you the confidence to just say, fuck it, I'm going to start making tracks on my own? In the sense of maybe you're making tracks with your homie Empty Cash, and was that a homie thing, or did you guys think that you might become a duo at one point? Because you did 5 or 6 songs at the beginning, I believe.
Empty Cash is my brother, it's my dog,
you.
My super dog. So it's you should expect us to do more songs. We're gonna definitely still do more songs and shit, but right now I'm just focusing. The fans want to hear me, they want to see me. It's being requested.
You're a star. You're a star in the making.
Being requested, so that's all it is.
Now, we were speaking a little bit before about trappers are bumping your music. Girls are in their mirror getting ready, vibing back and forth to it. When you get into the booth or you go to a studio session, do you go to the studio session with a hit in mind or a demographic in mind that you want to appease, or do you just go in there and it's more of an organic flow?
It's a little bit of everything, because it just depends on how the vibe. I'm just gonna say it depends on the vibe, because some
days, the vibe.
Vibe, yeah, for sure, bro. Some days I'll go in there for sure, and I'll be I'll tell the engineer, give me a topic. I'll tell my people, them yo, give me a topic, yo, what should I talk about, And then that will inspire me to think of shit in my life to rah. But then some days I'll just come in there, I argue with a bitch or just whatever it is. Something happened in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
You just go.
So in the sense of say, give me a topic. I wanna revisit your music production in the sense of videos. A lot of your videos are GTA. They're in the Greater Toronto area. You're moving around with Lambos, SRTs, and open fields. What inspiration did that draw in terms of what previous life did you draw inspiration to make those tracks? Are you distancing yourself from that life to focus on music more, as I'm trying to hint at?
I guess you could say that. I was just more look at it we were just starting, we're just doing whatever, we're just trying to be rappers. We're just whatever rappers do, we're doing it. We can do that too.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. But now I was more it becoming more serious and shit. Now it's more all right, let's have some direction with it. We can't just keep on having niggas skied up and just whatever the hood trenches. We can do that already. They know we can do that. Let's have let's make a love video. Let's
try and be more marketable.
You feel me? Yeah. Not even necessarily marketable.
Versatile.
Yeah, just to display the the talent or whatever, you know, just be versatile, be different.
I got you. Now, we were talking about people you listened to growing up, and you said you drew a lot of your inspiration when it came to adopting your sound from people you listened to. Now, I already know who you listen to, but to your fans, and now that we're rolling the camera, who did you get your inspiration from growing up, etc.?
Like I was telling him, like I just listen to everything, like, you know, like I'll listen to Kelly Clarkson and get inspired by Kelly Clarkson, like, you know, those ones that
Since You Been Gone.
Yeah, anything, like I'll hear Since You Been Gone, like I'll hear Since You Been Gone and I'll relate it to someone that's been gone in my life, like, you know, those ones that I'll make a song about, like, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly what she's saying, you know.
So we talked about Pia Baby a lot, but let's hone in on the actual event of happening in real time. Pia Baby comes out, you're hanging out, you're doing your thing, you're going studio.
Yeah.
Who the hell tells you that it's on Drake's story?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
because I've been posted as well, so I want to hear your story.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I always. Have you ever got like a follow from like OVO James?
Yeah,
you know, and you clicking, I'm like, oh my god, OVO, like, you know, and then you clicking in some like random kid, like, you know, like that always happens, you know. So like I always feel like, holy, like fuck, like what if Drake and them just follow me one day, like, you know, like I always feel like that.
He does follow you, by the way. I just want to put.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah, he follows me, but I always felt like that, like, you know, like, oh, what if Drake just follows me or whatever, blah blah blah, you know. But then, long story short, whatever. One day, I just wake up in the morning.
Yeah. So you woke up to it.
Yeah, like literally, like I just woke up and my phone is just 100 Instagram, 100 Snapchat, 100 blah blah blah. Families calling me from UK, families calling me from Africa. Like I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, you know, I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, I opened a one chat. Someone said something about Drake. I'm like, wow, no way. Like, you know, off the rip, I'm like, wait, what, Drake? Like, you know, and I'm searching through. I'm like,
yeah.
You know, but I have so much notifications, I can't really see.
Yeah.
Like. Whenever he shouted me out, like, you know, I had to type in Champagne Poppy, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy messaged me and fucking.
That's crazy. So do you want to talk about the conversation? What did he say?
It wasn't like a big conversation still. It was just, he more just shouted me out, and then like I was like, he shouted me out, and I'm like, oh, like I'm like, yo, I appreciate you type shit, and then he was just like, yo, just keep going hard type shit, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. So let's expound on that. You see what happened to Smiley. I interviewed him as well last year.
Yeah.
He kept working hard, and he worked hard. And he worked hard, and then he got a Drake verse. Is that something you would like to see happen in the future?
Oh, of course. What the fuck? Who would say no to that?
True. That's a very, 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 very good point. Now, you saw, some people did say no to this one. So, you saw Smiley gets signed to OVO, as you know, but you see Pressa take a different route. Yeah. Now, if OVO wanted to sign Bushman, is that something you'd entertain?
I don't know. Like right now, I don't know. Like right now, I'm like trying to definitely just like keep my options open and see, like what, you know, whatever's the best offer and shit. Yeah. But like it's definitely something I would consider, of course. Like why not?
Fair enough. Now let's just take OVO off the table in the sense. Is there a magic number in your head that's what you'd sign for?
Of money?
Yeah. What's the magic number to get Bushman on the record label? Maybe some record label they're watching right now, they'll get a little idea. Is there a magic number?
Like obviously, you know, a nigga wants $1 million. Like obviously, but at the same time, like I'm realistic. You know, like a lot of niggas don't like understand contracts or like they get giddy over contracts and shit. Yeah. Like sometimes taking $500K for a shorter term or whatever might be better just for a project or something. You know, so it's like.
Is that something you've talked about with management and whatnot? Or
I don't have management, but
okay. So people out there are looking to sign.
I definitely don't have management. I'm definitely looking for good managers and shit like
100%. Is there? So you do have? Would you consider you have a?
I have a team. Yeah, I have a small team of people who are just dedicated. You know, just
fair enough. Now, we just said it'd take $1 million to sign. Let's have a little bit of fun with that answer. What would you what would you spend your first $1 million on? I know you've seen those GQ things on YouTube. What would Bushman's spend his first $1 million on? Do you know?
My first $1 million,
or first few things we'll buy. I think we'd be here for a little while, depending.
Definitely, I don't know. Like, I would want some property, but I don't know if I'm ready for property with just $1 million, right? Like,
well, with the average house price at $600,000 in Canada, it'd be a little hard. But you have enough to buy.
You have enough to buy it, but it's like comfortability and like what am I going to do after? You know.
100%. Now let's shift off that a little bit. You're in the music game. You've been shouted out by the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah.
In your idyllic world, where do you want to see music take you in the future? In the next, let's say in the next 6 months and then the next 2 years. Where would you like to see yourself?
In 6 months.
You have a lighter? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Sorry.
It's all good.
In 6 months, I'm trying to be on the fucking possible tour. Like, you know, I don't know. Realistically, like, I'm just trying to, in 6 months, I'm trying to, realistically, in 6 months, I'm trying to fucking have multiple million views. Like, you know those ones, like, in, like.
Sorry. Please, go, just reiterate that for me. Sorry, that threw me off.
Sorry, I'm saying, yeah, in like 6 months' time, my plan or my goal is to, the world to be more familiar with Bushman. Like, you know, it's like.
So the radio bumping your shit.
The radio's bumping my shit a little bit now, but like more like, you know.
More than
just like Flow 93.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like a lot of people get looks off, which is great.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have a bigger. You're destined for something a lot greater than that. So I definitely hope the best in that sense.
Right.
Now let's just talk about music in general in the sense CLB came out. Where does that rank among Drake albums for you?
Definitely Drake, you've definitely had way better albums, but CLB's a bang. It's hard as fuck, But definitely, like, if you want to talk about, like,
what's your favorite Drake album? Let's just talk about it.
My favorite?
Yeah, mine's If You're Reading This Too Late. Like Star 67. Come on, infectious.
My favorite Drake album. I feel like Take Care is the most memorable.
Okay.
Closest
to a classic, would you say?
I feel like I would feel. Actually, I don't know. Views for the was it Views for the 6? Is that
yeah, Views for the 6.
I feel like Views for the 6 hit Toronto a certain type of way.
Yeah, that really gave a lot, like branding wise, like the 6, that name.
Yeah, exactly.
Out, like the 6 really, God. He really took the rap game by the bullhorns there.
So I would say Views for the 6 was probably my favorite from him, if anything.
Okay, now I asked you this off camera, but I think you should reconsider your answer. But you can say the same if you want. If I called you and said you need to go on tour with 2 other Toronto rappers not from your borough, who would you take to sell tickets? We want ticket sales. Who are you going to be taking?
I know you kind of answered before, but is it like people who are ready? Like,
no, so Benji's off limits, okay. Tory's off limits, Press is off limits. Everybody else is good. Those are the main hits that just would be on the edge of can I pick them or not. So I think I named the
2 people. I'll definitely take Fleeto and John C.
Fleeto and John C. off Auto Theft remix with Bugs. Shout out Bugs, great guy. So okay, I fuck with that. I probably I'm gonna take Doobie top 5. Shit, like I feel like the smart answer is to say you because you're sitting in front of me. You know, like I'd have to think on the third. Now, we've talked a lot about your work, how you craft your music. What can your fans expect in the future? What's going to be coming out in the next 6 to 12 months for Bushman?
Right now, I'm working on a fucking Afro trap. I guess like that's what you guys are calling it, Afro trap tape, which is like, you know, like a lot of like Afro beats and fucking cadences and shit like that, like, you know. Yeah. So I'm working on that. I have a fucking tape. Me and Fleeto have a joint tape coming. The same Fleeto nigga. Okay. Yeah, me and him have a tape coming.
You have to send me some of this guy's tracks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna play you some after this.
Is he good as you?
He's fire. He's fire.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like me and him are the hardest out here. Like, you know, that's how I feel. Like,
first.
You guys don't know yet though, right? But like you guys will see it.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. Well, I thank you for coming through. You're extremely well spoken. I talked to you about revisiting another interview when your studio album comes out. Yeah. We'll definitely do that. But for now, I appreciate you coming through, brother. Thank you. More success to you, more life, and hopefully I see you on the track with Drake as I did Smiley. As for me, that's Christopher Wheeler with Capital Culture signing off with Dr. Bushman. Lots of music on the way. Thanks for tuning in. We got lots of interviews coming up, so stay tuned. Cheers. Ba! 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 It's Friday, bro! Let's go! Woo! Nailed it, brother. That was great. Respect, brother.
That's solid.